That's the question. What are the things that you want to do the least that you kind of know are the most important things that you should be doing? Simple question.
Write down the 3 things you want to do the least because they're hard or they're difficult or they're boring or they're scary. And then spend 90% of your time doing those things. And he said you will be blown away at how much more successful you will be.
Next Level Nation, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode number 1259, Self-Esteem, Constructive versus Destructive. Today, happy Monday, for episode number 1260, what we want to do the least is sometimes, it's often, the most important. I had a very, I don't want to say painful coaching call, but I had a very challenging coaching call with 2 of my clients. They're a partner, or they're a team. So they're a partnership, very similar to Alan and I. They have a business together. They have a podcast together. Awesome. I love working with partnerships because it's a very unique thing that you and I have a very unique perspective on. And the conversation was like, I said, hey, just catch me up, based on where you are, what we've been talking about. What do you think is the most valuable use of our time today? And they were like, yeah, we haven't really done any of the stuff we were supposed to do. Like we kind of let ourselves down a little bit. And I was like, all right, I understand. Things happen. Things come up. No sweat. What else? Like keep telling me more. And they said, we're both kind of in a scarce place because if nothing changes, we're going to lose our headquarters. And I was like, okay, that's heavy. Okay. Tell me more. We get to the point in the call where I said, both of these people said, we don't really like posting on social media and we don't really want to build relationships with our audience. It's just, I don't know, we're feeling kind of stubborn about it. And I said, I don't remember my phrasing. I'm sure you've done this before. And I said, can I be honest and vulnerable with you both, please? And they said, yeah. And I said, this is going to be jarring. I said, at what point will you have enough necessity to do the things that you don't want to do, but you know you should? And they're like, yeah, that's a great question. And I said, let me further this. You literally just told me you're going to lose your office. Like you are scraping together money to pay for your rent. Why isn't that enough necessity? Like, why isn't that enough necessity? I said, we need to understand here. And I said, I've been there. Trust me. I couldn't afford a lot of things, anything at one point. This is like real life stuff where you are going to regret this drastically if you lose your office. And you're going to say, yeah, you know what? I really wish I posted on social media. I really wish I built relationships with my audience. I said, ladies, it's not that hard. The 2 things for the glory of potential success, just 2 things. So that's where I came up with this episode and I told Alan this. Last night, Taryn made a big salad and she's like, hey, stick around. I'm going to have leftovers. I always finish her food. She basically made me dinner. Perfect. And I was standing in the kitchen thinking, and I said this to Alan today, unless you are such a unicorn and blessed to the fact where you love everything it takes to be successful. So let's just use fitness for an analogy. You love tracking your calories and you love doing your nutrition.
No one ever.
You love weighing yourself every day. You love exercising very often. I won't say every day, but 90% of the time. You love exercising. You love mobility. You love going to bed on time and waking up on time. And you love all of that stuff. You love it all. Absolutely all of it. Then yeah, you can say, well, fitness is easy for me. Like I only do the stuff that I enjoy and I get the results I want. But how many of us is that? It's very few. That's why that's this episode in a nutshell. What if, and I'm very intense. I apologize if I'm intense in this episode because I've been on a bunch of other shows today. So I'm just like back to back to back running all over the place. What if the 3, 4, 5, 6 things that you want to do the least are the reason you're not successful at the level you want to be, or are not succeeding in your relationship at the level you want, or in fitness, or mental health, physical health, emotional health, spiritual health, whatever it is. at your job? What if it's the things that you don't want to do that you're just not doing, which by default for most of us are usually the important things, just for some reason. Just for some reason. Like sending when you're trying to get a client, sending messages sucks. It's not that great. It sucks. There's opportunity for rejection. But if you did that every day, you'd have a successful business for sure. Your business would be more successful if every time you had an opportunity to have a vulnerable conversation in your relationship and you just said, this is what's right, and you did it, I'm willing to bet if your partner is the right partner and they're handling their own stuff in their own time, your relationship would be more successful. I'm willing to bet. And again, this goes for me too. This isn't me saying like I do all the perfect things all the time. I do not. I'm sure there's things right now that I'm jeffing. And this is a conversation to myself as much as it is you. So that's the question. What are the things that you want to do the least that you kind of know are the most important things that you should be doing? Simple question. I don't know. I could ask myself that. Alan could ask himself the same thing, and we will. I'm sure this episode will, again, we learn more from these episodes than maybe any other humans, but that's the question.
It is self-evident that is true. It's unfortunate. I would say it's an unfortunate truth. If you look at any goal, any virtue, anything of value, and by the way, what's ironic about this is that the things of value are inherently hard to get. That's why they're valuable. That's why they're rare, right? Think about it this way. If having a magnificent marriage was common, it wouldn't be so valuable. I mean, you ever been to the weddings where they say, stay on the dance floor if you've been together for 2 years? Okay, stay on the dance floor if you've been together for 5. Okay, 7. Okay, 10. Okay, 15. Eventually it's like 30, 40, 50. And there's only like that older couple at the end who's been together for 50 years. And everyone celebrates them. And why? Because it's like, holy crap, that's unbelievable. AKA, that's so rare. That's so unbelievably rare. And so whether it's fitness goals or financial goals or having your dream home on the beach, or, two of my clients, they are a couple and they want to have a horse farm in the mountains and they have a picture on their desktop background of it. There's a reason why that's so coveted. There's a reason why that's so sought after. And it's because it's rare. Not everyone has a horse farm in the mountains. And not everyone will get a horse farm in the mountains. And here's why, to Kevin's point. Creating the wealth necessary to build and sustain a horse farm in the mountains, Haas's, is ridiculously difficult. It's doable, specifically if you are willing to put in work over the consistent long term. And it is totally doable, but the things that you don't want to do, like prospecting or exercising consistently or having difficult conversations with your partner or, sending those emails late night or whatever it is, insert challenging thing here. There are so many examples of this, and I run this script in my head often, Kev. Often. I'll never forget it. I was on a training, and the speaker of this training said this. I'm going to give you the secret, the cheat code. And this is someone who's not full of it. I've studied this person's work really since I was 26. Ever since I've read The Compound Effect, I've been listening to some of Darren Hardy's work. And whether or not you like Darren, his work is very truthful. It's very honest, and it's very useful. It's very valuable, particularly when it comes to success. And if you don't know Darren, he was the publisher of Success Magazine. So anyways, I'm listening to him give a training, and he said, okay, here's what you do. I want you to write down your most important goal. Okay? Most important goal. So for me right now, my most important goal is 175 pounds. I want to get to 175 pounds, which I'm actually doing pretty well at. But it's also making me pretty scarce because I'm so hungry. But anyways, so he says, write down your most important goal, and then I want you to write down the things that you are supposed to do or should do that you know you should do that you don't want to do. Write them down. Write them down. And for me, what am I supposed to do that I don't want to do? I don't want to track my calories every day. I don't want to. I don't want to weigh myself every day. I do want to exercise every day, but that's obviously not the problem because I'm doing that. And what else don't I want to do? I don't want to eat salads.
Mobility.
I don't want to do mobility. I don't want to. I never want to. Kev, I don't know what my problem is. I never want to do it.
I haven't wanted to do mobility in the last 5 years, so I decided not to do it ever in the last 5 years. It sucks. That's why. It sucks. Mobility sucks. It's
boring.
You don't feel like you're making any progress.
It's extreme. Yeah. Yep. Still inflexible.
Yeah. It hurts still.
Still hurts, And then the moment it doesn't, you got to stretch more, But he says, and this is Darren's words, he says, write down the 3 things you want to do the least because they're hard or they're difficult or they're boring or they're scary. And then spend 90% of your time doing those things. And he said, you will be blown away at how much more successful you will be.
Hi, my name's John Laurito, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to Kevin Palmieri. I had reached out to him. He had been referred to me when I had shared with a friend of mine some interest in doing a podcast, and he said, you've got to use Kevin. He's fantastic. He's the best around. He'll get you started and off the ground and soaring high in no time. And take it from somebody who knows nothing about podcasting other than maybe saying a few things. But as far as behind the scenes, the startup, everything, I knew nothing. Kevin was phenomenal in terms of leading me through the whole process, and not just easy to work with, but really, really knows his stuff. A great combination between leading me through all the stuff I had no idea what I was doing, but also really listening to me and understanding what it was I was trying to accomplish and what my vision is. So whether you're looking for somebody to help you and get you started, or somebody, as I've done, where I'm putting it entirely in his hands because I've got total trust and confidence in him, and he is a true pro and easy to work with, any of those ends of the spectrum, you're going to have a lot of success and a lot of fun working with Kevin. Trust me. Thanks.
Can I add quickly?
Yes, please.
This is a good example for this. Okay. Say it's Sunday. And this is what I'm dealing with right now. I just Tara and I are throwing away, I feel like a idiot, just wasteful. We're throwing away like 4 pounds of chicken because we left it out in the fridge for too long and it went bad. Complete waste. Sunday comes around. I know I should meal prep. Kev, you have an Instapot, throw the chicken in there. Have a rice cooker, throw the rice in there. Does the rest. You don't have to cook it. Hit a button, cooks it. Cool. I don't do it. I know it's what I should do, but I don't do it. Guess what happens Wednesday when I need to eat and I don't have any food? I know I should cook, but it's harder now at this point because it's already Wednesday and I'm already tired and I'm already looking for shortcuts. So I go hit BK up, little Burger King for the kid.
Spend money, extra money, extra time, get in the car.
It's almost like if you were to think of it as, okay, am I going to want to do this less later than I do now? And am I going to look for the shortcut more later than I am right now? If so, you're setting yourself up for a perpetual cycle of resistance is really what you're doing. So I just wanted to share that because that's what happens to me. It's like Sunday, I want to R&R. Kev, kindly get it together. It's not that hard. Right. I would give the same advice to me that I gave to those 2 clients. Throw the chicken in the crock pot, in the Instapot. Man, like, are you kidding me? Yeah. Are you kidding me? There are people that have to go out into the woods and hunt their food, and you can't just throw it in the crock pot. You lazy bastard. Like that level of throw the rice in there. Now
I know what everyone's thinking. At least some people. That's not exactly positive self-talk. I want to say this, and I want to be authentic. Sometimes you got to give yourself the kick in the butt.
Yes.
Dude, you got to. And for me, you want to know why I'm actually making progress toward my goal and I'm about to break 180 and this is the first time. You know when you get to that point in the gym, Kev, where you're wiping the sweat off your face, you lift your shirt up and you're not embarrassed. You feel comfortable doing it where you're not embarrassed. I'm at that point, which is so nice. Because I know what it's like not to be at that point.
Of course.
And you know why it's working? Because I've exercised 352 days in a row. Mm-hmm. That's why. It's not because I'm better or worse than anyone else. It's because I did the thing no one wants to do every day for 358 days as of yesterday. 358 days, coming up on a full year. Now, had I actually tracked my calories and had I done mobility consistently, and I've also been, so of the pillars, I've been hydrating really well, I've been sleeping really well, and I've been training really well. The other pillars, not so well. I've also been doing supplementation pretty well too. But I'm only going to get some of the results because I'm not doing the most important thing. And I'm not that strong right now. And I know the reason is because my mobility is not consistent. And I know that you hear Kevin and I talk about all the things we're inconsistent on and all this stuff. And it's like, honestly, I wish I could be as consistent on mobility as I am on this podcast. I really want that. I want to be on time every time. I want to be doing mobility every single day. I want to write every day. I just tracked my numbers. I've only written 3 days in the last week and a half. And my goal is every day. So the point is Kevin's not perfect and I'm not perfect. Sometimes you gotta have compassion and be easy on yourself. Sometimes you gotta be hard. But what I will say, and this is the truth, if you want to achieve something great, you will have to do things that you do not want to do. And believing otherwise is just, it's not helping you.
I agree.
It's empowering to realize that no one wants, I don't like salad. I don't. Emilia makes us a salad every night. I don't like it. That's why she makes the salad. I make most of the other food. I don't want it. Half the time I don't even eat it. Literally, sometimes she'll eat my salad. I hate salad. I don't know what my problem is. I just hate it. Right? But I still eat it sometimes because it's good for you, right? So nobody likes kale. Nobody likes exercising every day. Nobody likes mobility. Certainly nobody likes all of those things, I would say. And even if they do like kale, it's because they learned to like kale. They definitely didn't start there. And I bet you they love donuts like I do. So
yeah, it's a tough one. Again, I want this to be a kick in the butt. Not only do I want that, but one of my large fears is that you'll see other content on social media that's like, I've been watching this channel on YouTube. This guy's called CoffeeZilla. And he basically breaks down entrepreneur scams. And he literally is like, it's wild. He does like all the research and he finds all the fine print and he checks in with people who have taken the courses. And I can tell you that way more than I thought of this industry are scams. The advice is not good. It's been sad for me, honestly. And I won't say
depressing.
I won't say any names.
It's been a little bit depressing.
I won't say any names because I don't want to do that. But just that, like, just think of it as, unless you were so incredibly smart that you didn't have to study, you had to do something you didn't want to do. And even if you didn't have to study, if you studied, you would have done better. That's it. I don't know if there's any better example of that. We do have to go because I have a coaching call after this, which I do want to do. But that's the thought here is, I don't want it to get to the point like it is with my clients for you, where it's like your back is against the wall and you have your momentum is just going the wrong way. I don't want that for anybody. I don't want that for us. I don't want that for my clients. That's why I gave them a kick in the butt of like, hey, I hope you like me after this, but I need to tell you the truth because I don't know if anybody else is going to. I don't know if anybody else is going to say like, well, you guys had a good run. What? You didn't have a good run. Don't you want to do this, right? Like, I wouldn't give you that advice. So, all right, we got to go. Maybe we'll do a part 2. These we always get super fired up about. Next Level Live, April 1st, 2023, Worcester, Mass. We're taking 50 people. Tickets are $97 a piece. It will be an experience that shifts your identity. Tomorrow for episode number 1261, what kind of friend do you really want to be? That's going to be another deep one. As always, we love you, appreciate you, grateful for each and every one of you. And at NLU, we do not have fans, we have family. We'll talk to you all tomorrow.
Please reach out